Hey, I'm Siobhan, community cultivator and founder of BEFREE Project. The BEFREE Project podcast was created for community, sisterhood, and personal growth. Each week, you'll be inspired and motivated to do the work to show up for yourself so you too can feel fulfilled and be free. Now grab a pen and a notebook and let's get into the show. The best decision that you can make today is joining the BEFREE Inner Circle at BEFREEInnerCircle.com, a community for like-minded women to find their forever friends and get accountability to do their personal growth work. Your membership includes a private, exclusive community of women who are not only showing up for themselves, but for one another. Weekly live events with me and or guest speakers. Daily accountability, so this way you can finally get stuff done, mentorship from yours truly, and so much more. Now, there's no long-term commitment and you can cancel at any time. However, I can guarantee the moment you join, you're going to feel a warm embrace and you're going to want to stick around. Every single member of the BEFREE Inner Circle will walk away with clarity, fulfillment, and confidence because guess what? When you're around me, you're going to win. So come and grow inside the BEFREE Inner Circle at BEFREEInnerCircle.com. Hey, welcome back to the BEFREE Project podcast. As always, I'm grateful that you decided to listen in for another week. Okay, so this week I'm loving my great friend Tameka. She interviewed me on her blog called FromTameka.com for her Unfolding series. And I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite interviews. We talked about how I'm overcoming self-doubt, the importance of defining your own path, what it looks like to create a life of freedom and fulfillment. I share who I would feature on my R&B album and so many other great things in between. And when I tell you this interview was so much fun, and I would love for you to go read it on her website at FromTameka.com. I'll link to it, the exact interview in the show notes, and just make sure you leave a comment and let her know you came over from the podcast. All right, so this week, there's no theme, there's no topic. I really just want to take this time to empower and encourage you. I know that you are doing the best that you can. And some days it's enough for you just to get out of bed each day and give it your best. And there's days when you're tired, you're fed up, you're frustrated, and you just feel like, man, when is it going to get better? And so I want you to take a moment and just honor how far you've come. And don't forget that so many people have experienced tough times, difficult times over the last year or more. And I want you to give yourself credit that you are doing your absolute best. And guess what? That is enough. And I want to honor you. I want to make space for you. I want you to know that I see you. I hear you. You matter. You are necessary. You are needed. And you're enough just the way that you are. And I can probably bet that you haven't been giving yourself enough credit for everything that you've achieved thus far. You know, you're going to work every day. You're taking care of the kids. You're taking care of your family. And more often than not, you're not taking care of yourself. And so that could be the cause of frustration and feeling stuck in your life. And I want you to take time to fill your cup, to get what you need. And if that's listening to this podcast every week in your car before you go into the house, make sure you do that. If that's drinking more water, if that's practicing yoga, if that's listening to your favorite music, taking time to journal, treating yourself to your favorite meal, whatever it is that you need to fill your cup, make sure you're doing that because, again, you're doing your very best, and I want you to honor and acknowledge that. Another thing that I want to point out to encourage you this week is that I feel like you're ready for something different, but you're not sure what step to take. But you know that you're tired of feeling stuck. You're tired of starting and stopping. You're tired of not accomplishing the goals that you said you would accomplish. And then it feels like, the friends that you thought were going to be here for you forever, now there's a shifting happening. And you feel like you're outgrowing those relationships, so you really don't have anyone to talk to that understands you, that maybe you can bounce ideas off of, or maybe you can share an insecure moment that you're having, or maybe someone you can say, hey, girl, I've been thinking about trying something different in my life. What do you think? Or maybe you're making progress in your life and you are winning, but you can't find one person that will celebrate with you. And maybe, just maybe, in this season of your life, you're ready for something different. You're ready to grow, but you're unsure what to do next. And I get it. You know, there was a time in my life where I felt very lonely. I felt very isolated. I didn't have anyone on the personal growth journey. And I wasn't connected to people the way that I'm connected to now. And it was tough. It was really, really hard because I wanted my life to be different so bad, but yet I didn't know where to turn. And at this time in my life, I was listening to podcasts, but it was more like Oprah and things like that. And, you know, Oprah can feel like she's out of reach, you know? So when I think about even the community that I've built within the BEFREE Inner Circle and even my friendship group, like, I'm so grateful for these spaces because I wish they existed when I was in the beginning stages and even in the midpoint of my personal growth journey. And so this week, I just want to take a moment to just let you know that all of your feelings are valid. I'm sure that you're ready for growth. I'm sure that you're ready to find fulfillment. You're ready to flourish in your life. You're ready to really see harvests from the seeds that you've been planting. And I understand that you're tired of being in the same old spot day after day after day. And so this week I'm going to challenge you to do something that you may have been thinking about and you're like, I don't know. But I want to challenge you to commit to doing something different. I want to challenge you to not just keep doing the same old thing that you've done week after week after week and it's not working. I want to challenge you to trust me this week. And I want you to trust me by joining the BEFREE Inner Circle. Because what I'm seeing as the community is rapidly growing and women all over the world are joining the community. There's women who have been in there since the beginning. There's women who are joining almost every week. There's women who have been in there for the last year, several months. And every single woman, I can see the fruit of the seeds that she's been planting, right? I can see the changes. There are small changes. Some changes are bigger than others. But guess what? They're growing. And as I'm watching the women inside the BEFREE Inner Circle flourish and show up for themselves, every day I'm just reminded this is why you do the work that you do. And everyone's journey looks very different. But one thing that they have in common, they're women who are ready to change their lives. And so they're showing up in the most beautiful way possible. They don't have all the answers. They don't have it figured out, but they've trusted me enough to say, you know what? I'm going to join this community to be around like-minded women. I'm going to join this community because I'm listening to Siobhan on the podcast week after week, and I'm going to take a chance on myself. And I have many women who have joined the community very nervous at first because they have not been used to being around groups of women where the energy was so positive and so supportive and so helpful. But that's what you get and so much more inside the BEFREE Inner Circle. And let me point out, because this came up, I think someone DM'd me about this. The BEFREE Inner Circle is not another Facebook group. In fact, it's on a platform called Mighty Networks. And there's an app to it so you can access the community anywhere you go on your phone, or you can log in on your computer or your tablet. And I point out that it's not a Facebook group because it is a private, exclusive community specifically for women who join the BEFREE Inner Circle. And so you're not competing with other groups or anything like that. You're a part of this community, and you have access to it anywhere you go. Another thing that I want to point out is that real friendships are being made every single day, where women are connecting with each other, becoming accountability partners, pen pals, business partners, supporting one another, making real friendships where they watch TV shows together, they call each other on the phone, they're meeting each other in real life. And I'm proud of this community. I'm over the moon excited about what I've built, and to see that women in their 20s, mid-20s, all the way to women in their 60s and everything in between, they're doing the work to change their lives. And I'll be honest with you, the work is hard work. It's not easy. But I would rather them do the work in a community of like-minded women than to have to do this journey by themselves. And we had a live chat last week, and I'll probably talk about this in an upcoming podcast, but we had a live chat last week called Take Up Space. And once a month, we have a live chat on a specific topic. And for this particular one, again, it was called Take Up Space. And as the women were sharing their hearts and how they wanted to play big, and I was just offering them so much support on what it looks like to really operate in their greatness. And they took so many notes, and then I asked them questions. So then that way, I could really see what was on their heart. And as they're sharing with me, based on the questions that I asked, you could tell that the question was triggering because it brought up emotions. And the questions that were asked, they hadn't been asked before. And by the end of the evening, based on the women that responded, there were so many tears, but there was a release, and the space was so safe where there was no judgment. And we were all there just to support and make space for one another. And it was such a beautiful experience because this all happened on Zoom, even in the chat, as each woman was sharing, she was getting so much support from the other women inside the chat. And I want to point out at the very end, when we were wrapping it up, I was, saying good night, everyone. And one young lady, she said, "You know what, Siobhan, I just want to thank you. Thank you for creating this space for us." And she said, "I am a forever member, and I needed this group so much many years ago. And now that I found it, it's exactly what I needed." And she just kept thanking me for the BEFREE Inner Circle because of the growth that she's having, the connections that she's making. And at this point, everyone is in tears. And it hit me in that moment. I said, this is why I do the work that I do. Because I show up for myself every single day, and I know what it looks like to feel stuck. I know what it feels like to yearn for your life to be so different, but you don't know what step to take next. And now that I figured this thing out, and I'm truly living a free, fulfilled life, I am equipped with creating a space, a community for other women to be able to grow and flourish. And so when she expressed that, and the members tell me all the time, they thank me all the time for creating it. And I promise you, and I said this last week, it is a magical space that you've never experienced before, where women all over can connect together and be there for each other to support one another. And so this week, I just want to share that with you, that I hope that you're inspired, you're encouraged by the podcast episodes every single week. But the next step after you listen is to join the BEFREE Inner Circle at BEFREEInnerCircle.com. And I want you to trust me that I am going to be your coach, your mentor, your biggest cheerleader, supporting you and holding you accountable. And I've also cultivated a community for you so that way you don't have to do this journey alone, that you have a community of women who are going to welcome you with a warm embrace, because we're all trying to be free. We're all trying to find fulfillment. And the best way to do that is with one another. And so go to BeFreeInnerCircle.com to become a member. And we cannot wait for you to come grow with us. This week, your journal prompt is to make a list of everything that made you smile today. Your affirmation is, I am free. Okay, so I want to shout out this week Tanisha Penix, who treated me to a cup of coffee, and her message said, I love you. Keep pushing. You are killing it. So Tanisha, thank you so much for buying me coffee. Again, I would love for you to treat me to coffee. If my work has inspired, motivated you, empowered you in any way, shape, or form, the link is always in the show notes where you can do that. I did just buy some coffee from this company called Boss Blend. I'll be sharing it on the gram with you. So thank you everyone for your support. Again, you can treat me to a cup of coffee by clicking the link in the show notes. Make sure that you're subscribed to the podcast, and I would love for you to share this episode in your Instagram stories or on your page and just tag me either at Siobhan Sudberry or BEFREE Project. You can find everything that you need in the show notes. As always, I'm so grateful to have you a part of this community, and I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you. I just want you to live your very best life simply because you deserve it. And until next time, girl, be free.
Hey there, my name is Sari and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I joined the BEFREE Inner Circle in February or March of 2020 because I was looking to increase the number of positive women in my circle. Those women that were honest, were goal-oriented, were like-minded, focused on self-improvement, and just doing some positive things for themselves as well as others in their community. And that's exactly what I found. What I love most about the BEFREE Inner Circle is the genuine cheerleading that goes on and the relationships that develop from that. Most of us are not in the same state, but you wouldn't even know that just from being there and joining in the conversations. You would have no idea. The connection is real, the sisterhood is real, the conversations are real. The comfort and the coziness that you feel from the safe space that Siobhan has created is real. I encourage anyone who's considering joining, just come on in and see for yourself. You will not be disappointed.